A signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's try. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". So don't say nothing. Mike, check, 59. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Mike's 59. 80 weapon. Know your job. Cut.
Off play action. Franks. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Grace don't travel. Check the backer. Jet. Ready.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Daniel Carlson for the Raider field goal. Back now in the East Bay. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th.
Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. A 28-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
Now they try the right side here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Into the secondary again. And finally brought down at the 38. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, If they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
On first down, Carlisle. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 24-yard line. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
They'll run on first down. Carlisle. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Carlisle, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Show it. Bristol, travel.
On 3rd down, Carlisle. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a give right side. Allison. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here?
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Ready, go.
Off the play fake. Franks. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. For the end line.
25-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. 30 pace, let's go. Watch the backer, watch the backer.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
Kill 61. Matchbox, light. Cut up on the set. Go.
On first down, Jacobs. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
H3, 218. Chopper, chopper.
Once again, it's Jacobs. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And they will finally get him down, and now penalty flags coming in as well. And they might get half the distance here to boot.
Let's go.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Mike 56, Mike, you're out. You're good. Kill.
Back to throw. Franks. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. 2nd and 13. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Foster Moreau, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it 24-13. following the touchdown. Ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And this one wasn't easy. You had an East Coast team, Charles, going west, playing a night game, but somehow they were able to get the job done.
Yeah, when you talk about playing a night game, they're closer to being sleepy because of East Coast time with their bodies when you're kicking off to play the game. So that's a real big accomplishment for them to get that done. The flip side, too, is traveling home. In the old days, you had to wait to get the video for your next game. You had all those. So you were really a day behind. Now the video's on their computers as they get on the plane to head back, so they can get a lot of work done on the plane while they celebrate.
It's going to be a long red eye, but as you said, a celebratory red eye back home. So for New England, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.